Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We'll talk Tribe, we'll talk Major League Baseball, we'll talk NBA, and the NBA Summer League, and we'll talk Browns and NFL football. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question, and it's a soccer question, and it's a Olympic soccer question. What country won the first World Cup? I will have the answer later in the broadcast. The Tribe is up on the Oakland Athletics 10-4 in the bottom of the eighth at Progressive Field. Carlos Carrasco was the starting pitcher tonight at Progressive Field. They had activated him off the disabled list, and he did pretty well. He went. Carrasco went 5 in 1 innings, and Terry Francona then called in the bullpen, and right now Don Otero has come in relief in the top of the eighth, and we'll see if the Tribe can hold on to that lead and pull off the victory tonight. Now, as we know, the Tribe does need a good arm in that bullpen because we know the Tribe is going to be in the playoffs, but we are hoping that the Tribe can get back to the World Series. And you have to have a good arm in that bullpen, to say the least. And you need to make a trade before the trading deadline. So I think Terry Francona, is going to do that, and hopefully we know the Tribe is going to be in the playoffs because they're in first place right now, and I really think we're going to have a good run in the playoffs. So we're going to see what happens, and hopefully it's going to be a good run. But before then, we're going to finish out the rest of the season, and we're going to see what happens the rest of the season, and hopefully, let's do a 500 Tribe before the All-Star break. And we'll see. And once again, I've said we'll see if the Tribe can hold on to that 10-4 victory and win it in the ninth. And right now, they're in the top of the eighth. Colin Sexton is making his debut in the wine and gold as the Cavs are taking on the Washington Wizards in the NBA Summer League on tip-off. Got underway at 9 p.m., and I believe the Tribe is up 16-8 in the first. That's the last I heard. We'll have to wait till probably tomorrow to find out the score, so I'll hopefully, and does not mean anything right now, so I'm not even worried. But we're going to talk a little NBA analysis here, and I heard this today. Kyrie Irving reportedly never wanted LeBron James back in Cleveland when LeBron came back in 2014 following a 4-year stint with the Miami Heat. Now, I have to tell you, now with Kyrie Irving now being with the Celtics, and the Cavs really got past them in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, and it was not easy because it came down to a 7th and decisive game. And LeBron had said back when LeBron was with the Cavs, LeBron had said something to Kyrie on the court that when he was with Miami, that I could come back and play one of these days. Never doubt that. And Kyrie said, "What is he talking about? We don't really need him." But LeBron did come back for 4 years, and keep this in mind. He led to 4 Eastern Conference championships and 1 NBA title. Keep that in mind. And I feel now with LeBron being with the Lakers and having signed a 4-year deal with them, now I feel that I feel that Kyrie Irving has blown this out of proportion just a little, but I just feel I really feel Kyrie should have just had just Kyrie Irving should have played been more of a team with LeBron, even though he felt like he was LeBron's shadow and wanted out of Cleveland. I felt he should have communicated with LeBron a lot more. And I feel that the Cavs, even though they don't have LeBron anymore, I feel they're still going to have a chance to be back in the NBA Finals. I think they will make the NBA playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this year. And we'll have to wait until the regular season gets underway at the end of October, beginning of November, to really see what's going to happen this season. So just keep that in mind. Well, the Browns have 3 weeks until they open training camp on July 26th in Berea. I still feel that Tyrod Taylor is by far going to be the Browns' starting quarterback this upcoming season. Now, I feel Baker Mayfield is going to be good, but you can't start a rookie right away. You've got to develop him. And although he could make a run for the spot in training camp along competing with Tyrod Taylor, but I feel they've got to let him develop. He's got to sit on the bench and really learn. Watch Tyrod Taylor and just really, and I just really feel he needs to do that because I think in time he is going to be a good quarterback. So keep that in mind, and you've got to know Tyrod Taylor has played. He's been a veteran. He's played in games with other NFL teams. I think he played with the Giants and with the 49ers. Now, he has scored points with the teams that he has played with, and he has done quite well. So I think there's going to be some improvement this season, and I really think that I'd like to see the Browns go 6-10. But we're going to have to see if the Browns are for real when the regular season begins on September 9th, when they play the Pittsburgh Steelers in the opening day game. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, and we'll have to really wait and see if the Browns are for real come the regular season. Now, with LeBron James now being in LA and agreeing to a 4-year deal with the LA Lakers, Myles Garrett has graciously volunteered to assume the Cleveland throne that James is advocating. And I feel that if Myles Garrett stays healthy, he could have a breakout year. And it's going to depend on how he performs in Browns training camp and in the preseason. But I do feel this could be a breakout year, and for not only Myles Garrett, but a lot of other players. Now, does or work could have one, but you never know. With the other players that have been there from last year, it could be a breakout year for them. And I just feel this is going to be a really improving year for the Cleveland Browns, and that they are up and coming. And Donald Stevenson has still been suspended for drug abuse substance, and he's been on the reserve list and now the retired list. So he's on that. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because he is right now suspended for, I believe, the first 2 games. And it could be longer than that. We'll have to wait and see. So, but I just feel, and as Browns defensive coordinator Greg Williams has said, this could be a breakout year for Myles Garrett. So we're going to have to wait and see. You never know. We're going to have to wait and see. And I really feel that if you really get, and I feel with training camp being just 3 weeks away, training camp's going to say it all, and also the preseason for the Cleveland Browns, because they're going to be, Hugh Jackson is really going to be testing out a lot of guys, and he's going to be watching them in training camp. And Hugh Jackson has liked what he saw in minicamp workouts. He has liked it, and he is pleased, and I think he really expects to see an improvement. I think he's really going to see an improvement. So I really feel there's going to be an improvement this year. So we'll get back to talking sports analysis in just a sec, and with more Tribe, Major League Baseball, NBA, Cavs, and Browns and NFL talk. But first, it's now time for the answer for today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. What country won the first World Cup? If you said Uruguay, you are correct. In the first World Cup final held on July 30th, 1930, 93,000 spectators looked on as Uruguay defeated Argentina 4-2 in a rematch of the 1928 Olympic gold medal game. I'll have another trivia question on my next broadcast, which will hopefully be either Sunday or Monday. Stay tuned for that. Getting back to now with we now have said goodbye to LeBron and bye-bye to LeBron. And him now being in LA, I think we all knew it was basically this was going to happen. I think his family was involved with that and wanted to be there too. So I just feel, I know there were some high emotions, I know, when LeBron left, but I think fans understand more this time compared to the last time he left in 2010. So I got to tell you, or in 2011, excuse me. In 2010, excuse me. Yeah, that was correct. And I feel fans are understandable more because we feel LeBron just, I felt, wanted LA, I think, and he wanted to, I think was going to, I felt he had enough, and I felt he just did not, I felt he wanted to go someplace else, and I think we all understood that, excuse me. And I just felt the LeBron sign downtown, we know has already been taken down, and so I feel that the Lakers are going to be working around LeBron to really build up a championship team, but I still feel that the Cavs will be the favorites to represent the East again in the NBA playoffs and the finals. Excuse me, and we'll have to see what happens. They're going to have a decent team this year, but it's going to be a lot different than what it's been in the past. They're going to have to be their own players because we do not have a superstar, but we need to find one that is a hit. So that's going to take a lot of time, and so I really feel it's going to be a really interesting season for the Cavaliers. Well, we're almost out of time, but before I do sign off, I wanted to say, keep this in mind. LeBron, back here, he was here for 4 years when he came back, and he did bring us one championship in 2016. Keep that in mind. But he was a leader, and I just feel, I really feel he wanted to go someplace else. I was hoping he would be signed, fans were too, but he wanted to be someplace else. And I feel Colin Sexton really is going to be is really going to do well with the Cavs. But I feel George Hill should start. But Colin Sexton should come in off the bench. And I think that's really what it's going to be. And I feel it's getting time to trade Kevin Love. And if he's on the roster by the end of the season, that's going to be a mistake right there. But I feel either midway through the season or by the trading deadline, I feel it's time to trade Kevin Love because George Hill has 2 years left on his contract, and J.R. Smith has 2 years left on his contract, and I think Tristan Thompson has a few years left on his contract. So I just really feel that it is getting time to trade Kevin Love. And we're going to see what happens with that as when the NBA season gets underway and when it progresses as the season progresses along when it gets underway. Excuse me for that. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. Always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.